watching The Circle this week, you've probably been asking yourself, like many others, what is the secret to Tim's success?
Jay is a girl.
Why does he seem to be able to quickly pick up on who the catfishers are within the circle? And I wanted to just look at this from a psychological point of view about what it might be about Tim that's enabling him to spot the signs that all isn't quite what it seems so quickly.
Woody says that he's very much a builder, so let's find out about that. I want to chat about construction.
He's undoubtedly an intelligent man, we know that. He's a university professor, and you can just tell straight away that he's very knowledgeable and cognitively very, very intelligent. But that wouldn't be enough in itself to actually spot when other people are trying to deceive you. We know that because, for example, there are some quite high profile cases in the news where I think it was an Oxford professor actually got completely duped by an imposter online and swindled out of her life savings, because being cognitively intelligent is not the same as being emotionally or socially intelligent. And that's the secret to Tim's success. He is very emotionally intelligent. That means that he's able to both be in touch with his own emotions and to understand and anticipate the emotional responses of others. What he also showed is that his level of sensitivity also seems to mean that he can be very empathic. He's able to imagine and mentalize, we call it mentalizing, other people's feelings. And he's able to anticipate what other players might be thinking, feeling and doing. And there was a really good example of this when actually he decided he would put Jay to the test. He had his suspicions and he wanted to test Jay's knowledge of the building trade.
Message, I really want to know what sort of building you do. I've just moved into a new house. I could do with some really ace tips, mate, on guttering and roofs.
You can almost see Tim reflect on that and think, okay, what would I be doing right now if I was catfishing, if I was Jay's mum and I was asked a question like that?
She's probably going through her notebook to see what sort of builder's terms she can come up with.
I don't want to be long because I don't want him to think finish interior, soffit, S-O.
He's pausing, he's thinking. I can see it in these little...
What is a soffit? Oh my God!
It's wonderful!
He starts to anticipate the kind of steps behaviourally that Jay, or whoever Jay really is, might be taking at the other end of that keyboard. In the task where the different players are talking about the use of acronyms and text speak, he's also very astute in that he notices that Jay actually comes out with this long list of acronyms.
R-O-F-L, rolling on floor laughing. And my favourite one, YOLO, Y-O-L-O, you only live once.
I think that Jay's mum has written out a page of these acronyms and she's just reading it off. You see, if you'd actually got this, you wouldn't be doing it in alphabetical order, darling.
He notices that they're in alphabetical order. Now that's just because he's smart, he's intelligent, he likes to do puzzles, so he's quite cognitively adept in that way, so it probably jumped off the page at him. But his emotional intelligence enabled him to see that for what it was, which was that actually Jay's mum is trying too hard to prove who she is. And that's what we tend to notice when someone's lying or trying to deceive us. They actually go into too much detail and they start telling you all sorts of things that you haven't asked for because they're trying so hard to convince you that they are who they say they are, when of course they're not. So a telltale sign if someone's trying to catfish or lie to you in any way is if they start coming out with excessive detail, and it leaves you wondering, oh, you know, why are they trying to convince me so hard? Because if Jay really was a builder, then he probably wouldn't actually go out of his way to prove that he was. So that kind of defensive approach where she's gone to such a lot of effort to convince Tim that she's real and the other players that she's real is actually likely to be her undoing. And Tim is definitely onto her. So with his cognitive intelligence and his emotional and social intelligence, and let's face it, the fact that he's just so entertaining, Tim has got a really strong chance of being successful in the circle.